preface this story about Jerry Falwell Jr. by saying that I do not believe in kink shaming as long as there are 2 consenting adults, or in this case, 3 consenting adults. Have your fun, have your cake and eat it too, okay? But Jerry Falwell Jr. and Liberty University and this whole evangelical grift is all about judging the personal lives of everyone else while pretending like they're the good moral ones who have the moral standing to tell us what we should and shouldn't do in our personal lives. So with that said, I will shame the hell out of these people and have a lot of fun doing it, so get ready. Evangelical leader Jerry Falwell has been definitely asked to resign as the president of Liberty University. He originally allegedly stepped down, but then later changed his mind and claimed that he is not stepping down. It's unclear how this is gonna end, and honestly, I don't care. But this is all in response to allegations that he and his wife were engaged in some sort of cuckold situation, okay? So he and his wife met some strapping young man at the Fontainebleau in Miami. And this was in 2012. Apparently at that point, his wife, Becky, started to have an intimate relationship with this gentleman. And the gentleman has spoken to Reuters, provided evidence that indicates that not only were they engaged in this affair, but that Jerry Falwell Jr. liked to lurk in the corner and watch. The conversations around his fate come after a series of recent public controversies about his behavior, including an affair a Miami man said he had with Falwell Jr.'s wife that went on for 8 years. In a statement to CNN, Falwell Jr. acknowledged the affair. Damn. So who is this guy? His name is Juan Carlo Granda. And in an exclusive interview to Reuters, he identified himself as the man who had been having the affair with Falwell's wife, Becky. Granda met with the couple in the Fontainebleau in 2012, as I mentioned, started having the affair a month later. And he alleges that Falwell liked to watch them have sex. Falwell denies that part of it. He says that Becky did in fact engage in an inappropriate relationship with this man, but that he was not into the whole cuckolding kink, right? Which again, if you are a normal human being who's engaged in consensual stuff and you're not judging others for their particular kinky behavior, have at it. That's not the case with these guys, okay? So Granda actually shared a secret recording with Reuters, which of course we're gonna show you right now. Let's take a look.
His new thing is like telling me every time he hooks up with people, like I don't have feelings or something.
You're gonna make us jealous.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do that.
Like a week ago, I was in tears for a whole freaking day.
Come on.
He's like, I hooked up with this girl on Tinder and then I got her an Uber, and I'm like, just completely depressed.
Come on. You don't care about me
Maybe the more
anymore.
you tell me, the more I'll get used to.
You don't care about me anymore, Becky.
Huh?
You don't care about me anymore.
Yeah, really? Yeah, obviously. Yeah,
But
that's right.
I just tell you because you're my best friend, right? So
I know. I'm trying to be okay and like accepting my position, but I'm kind of into. So yeah,
it's okay.
I'm trying to. I've changed a lot. I've moved on. I've matured.
Yep.
Matured.
Yes.
I'm not as crazy as I used to be. I would think. I don't think.
No,
So
you're
yeah,
not.
this is just, huh?
No, you're perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Gotta
fine.
keep that up. Yeah, this is just new. I don't know. I was always, even before when you weren't dating somebody, it just kind of threw me for a loop.
And since I care about the accuracy in our reporting on this very serious story, I'm gonna go ahead and correct the pronunciation of John Carlo's name. It's not Juan Carlo, it's John Carlo. And he also told Reuters that his friendship with the Falwells eventually soured in part because he wanted to dissolve his ties with the couple and fell into a business dispute with them. Apparently they opened some sort of weird hostel together, and John Carlo had a stake in that business venture. But Falwell in his statement claimed Granda was trying to blackmail him and his wife, which very well may be true. I don't know, and honestly, I don't care. But what I do care about is exposing the fact that these are the exact types of people who will just micromanage the personal lives of everyone, including students at Liberty University, and then turn around and get involved in all sorts of weird, skanky behavior, right? And I'm gonna fast forward to the very last graphic here, and then John, I wanna hear your thoughts. Today, Liberty University boasts an online and on-campus enrollment that exceeds 100,000 students, which blows my mind, and holds those who attend to an exacting honor code. Sexual relations outside of a biblically ordained marriage between a natural-born man and a natural-born woman are not permissible at Liberty University, the code reads. Yeah, maybe if that's the value or the values that you want to push on people who attend this fake university, maybe it's a good idea to not have a president who gets involved in this kind of stuff behind the scenes, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe you guys disagree, but I'd love to hear your thoughts.
So I'm trying to interpret some of that, and I apologize. When they say natural born, is that like, are they against C-sections? Is that a thing about you can't be a bastard? What are they even talking about there?
I think they're talking about transgender people, I think.
Oh, okay. Oh, geez.
I don't,
okay.
I mean, I don't exist in that world. I'm not interested in that world, so I'm only speculating, but I think it's a pretty good speculation.
It is. I will give you a little bit of my speculation that I can speculate as to why in this kinky, sexy story, Anna had the Freudian slip of John becoming Juan. I think I can sort of understand why you would make that mistake. Maybe longtime viewers can figure out something along those lines. But anyway, as to the weird how she filled in these details and it suddenly became less his kinky fantasy and more her kinky fantasy. But anyway. By the way,
let me also say, I think Liberty University is an actual it's a legitimate university. Like it blows my mind that it is, but it is. So for all of you who might be watching this and somehow you decided to go to Liberty University, I acknowledge you're going to a real university, but please have some fun with your life. Don't let these weirdos tell you what you can and can't do in your personal lives. Like, it's ridiculous.
Especially because they're doing whatever they want in their personal lives. Yeah, I would use the word real rather than legitimate, because legitimate in some definitions, but not others. Yeah, he can.
They have a football team, Brett says, so that means they're definitely real.
That's true. They might not have classes, but they do have a football team. Yeah, I don't care, what he does or whatever. But what does bother me is that, like, you see people advocating for things or against things, and that they're being disingenuous, they're being hypocritical, and if you labor under some of the false assumptions that I apparently still do, you think, wow, what if something could just happen to perfectly demonstrate how hypocritical they are? And then that thing comes along and it doesn't matter and nobody cares, and it's not gonna change one other religious leader's advocacy for or against certain types of sexuality and relationships. It's not gonna have any effect. It affected him, kind of. That's it. It'll go no farther because nothing matters.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
That's it.
Doesn't mean that we can't call them out. And it was definitely fun reading into the story and covering it. It's just a nice break from everything. Like, you're living in a very sad situation, a sad political climate, when this is the story that gives you a little bit of relief from the devastation, right?
The same sort of relief that he presumably got in the corner. Ayo.
No, not that kind of relief. Not that kind of relief. I don't know about you, John.
No kink shaming.
I'm not that excited.
Yeah, the only kink I'm against is hypocrisy, okay?
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.